Of the large, rich documentary program within the festival, one of my favourites is Steve James, who made Hoop Dreams 20 years ago, great Chicago filmmaker, movie called Life Itself about the Chicago film critic Roger Ebert. A great movie about movies, lots of clips in there of movies that he helped, and a great movie about, as the title suggests, life itself. The Cork Film Festival has the opportunity to present a wider selection this year than last even of new Irish features and shorts, and some work from Cork as well. We're grateful to all of our sponsors, and this year to the Irish Film Board for helping facilitate the presentation of some Irish work, some more Irish work. We receive films via our online submissions platform, and also production companies up and down the country get in contact to find out if it's possible to have the premieres of their movies at the festival. The Irish Gala this year is Standby by Rob and Ronan Burke, and it stars Brian Gleeson, who people will know from The Stag and other movies, and Jessica Parry, who most people will know primarily from Mad Men. And that'll be the world premiere. Actually, will be happening. And the cast will be here, and we need everyone in Cork to come out and make a big fuss of having the premiere here in the Opera House. Maybe the biggest Cork movie event that's in the program is a short film called Rockmount. And Rockmount, people will know, is an athletic football club, and is where Roy Keane got his start and was discovered. Much in the news at the moment. This beard is in part a tribute to the great man. And the film stars, it's a fictionalised account of what would an 11-year-old Roy Keane be like if the older Roy Keane's personality occupied the 11-year-old boy's body. So we've got the local premiere of that. It won Best Short in Galway, and people will enjoy that. We have lots of movies in the festival. We've pretty much decided upon what is the right size of the shorts within the film festival, and we're playing 80. And 35 of those are Irish, and 11 of those are from Cork. I'd like to say, of course, we wish we could play more, but I don't think we do really. I think we have the size just about right, which balances the fact that there's an international attention placed on the films that we do select, because they're in competition, and films that get selected for competition and then garlanded with victory go on to festivals around the world. The number of international submissions far exceeds the number of Irish submissions. Well, you'd expect so. Ireland's a small country and the world's a big place. But it does set the bar really quite high for the standard we need for all of the films to play in the festival. But at the same time, there's nothing like a hometown premiere. So, we hope every year that we get a good, strong crop of Cork and Munster and South Irish short films, and indeed feature films if possible, to play in the festival. And it's a pretty good crop this year. I'm very proud to be playing Charlie's Country as the opening gala by Rolf de Heer. It's a wonderful movie for a start, and I like a opening night film, especially to uplift an audience and send them euphoric into the festival. And Charlie's Country does that in spades. It's quite unlike anything most people will have seen. Really, it's not a documentary, and it's not a straight drama. It has a contrived story, but it is very much spun out of the real life of its lead actor, David Gulpel, who's one of Australia's most revered Indigenous performing artists in any discipline. David star rose when Nick Rogue cast him as a 16-year-old Aboriginal boy on Walkabout in the movie of that same name, which we played last year in the Opera House. So it's come a nice circle in a way to have young Gulpilil and contemporary Gulpilil in the Opera House. But I don't mind admitting that I'm extra pleased to be playing it because the film is South Australian, and so am I. And I don't get to go to the Adelaide International Film Festival anymore because it's on at the same time as the Cork Film Festival, and I miss it. They do amazing work there in funding movies. So Charlie's Country would have had its world premiere at the Adelaide Film Festival before going to Cannes, where David Gulpilil won a Best Actor award, and it's just coming to us from the London Film Festival. And a British movie, as old as I am, but looking much more ravishing, fresh and exciting than I ever have or will, is Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey. Why play something 46 years old? Oops, that was a giveaway. Well, because it is, anyway, one of the most captivating and fulfilling and sensuous experiences one can ever have in the cinema. It is a masterpiece, and it's still, philosophically, it still speaks to us as well. It is about man exploring his position in the cosmos, and isn't that always an interesting question for us as we fire things up into space and probes leave the Milky Way playing tunes to who knows what's out there. But then the other reason to play it is that when we put the big screen up in the Opera House, it's the biggest screen in Ireland, and so it will be an astounding experience to go and watch that movie on projection on that scale. And the British Film Institute has released an all-new digital print of it, so it's going to look like it was shot yesterday. Music's very important to me, and I quickly learned when I moved to Cork in May last year that music's very important to Cork. It's a very musical city in an especially musical land. Last year we played a couple of features and documentaries where music was, if not the subject of the movie, then certainly had more than a walk-on role, and those movies did very well. So that's kind of given me the license in a way to go looking for music films. In a way, the Saturday presentation of Bjork's Biophilia Live is our gala presentation of the music within the festival. But it's not just on screen, it's live events as well. We remember that we are a film festival, so when we do live music events, we have a visual element to it, not just a gig.
Tell us a bit more about the Bjork one. What does it involve?
So it is a concert movie that was shot at the end of a tour at Alexandra Palace in London. Cork Biophilia Live, co-directed by Nick Fenton and Peter Strickland, is a concert movie after a fashion of the great lady in Alexandra Palace in London. But Biophilia was a very unusual project where each track of the album, in inverted commas, was released as an interactive app for iPad. So to unlock the music, you had to engage with the technology that the app had provided. The concert then is the app live on stage, effectively, and also a heavily costumed, dramatic presentation of some of the concepts and obsessions even of that album project, Biophilia. And you can guess from the word biophilia, love of bionic, organic, biological matters. And so there's some very fantastic imagery and creatures brought to life on stage in the concert. It's quite surreal indeed, and riotously entertaining. The child in me loves a Disney animation, and I'm very pleased to be achieving two things with one movie this year by playing Aladdin, which stars Robin Williams in one of the funniest roles he ever made, and we do and will miss him very much. And what a joy to be able to be putting up on the big screen for the first time for hopefully hundreds and hundreds of little folk that masterpiece animation. But we're not doing that in Cork City. We're doing that at the Gate Cinemas in Mallow and Middleton on the last Sunday of the festival, the 16th, in both cinemas at the same time, 11:30 and 2 p.m. As we look forward to our 60th anniversary, I'm hoping to burst the borders of the city in a way and make the Cork Film Festival speak to the whole county. So this is a small step in that direction. So we have lots of audiences for the Cork Film Festival. There's a die-hard cineast who tries to squeeze in 6 movies a day to get the most value out of his or her value pass, which is still on sale. And God bless them and their enthusiasm. They are a joy to program for. We've got the families to program for with Disney movies, new and old. And then it's just a pleasure to be able to play in Cork some art house movies with some quite big named actors in there, which films aren't going to get a run in Cork, and then we offer those movies the only opportunity to play in our beautiful city. So there's The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch and Keira Knightley, or there's the dramatisation of the early life of Jimi Hendrix called All By My Side with Andre Benjamin, aka Andre 3000 from Outkast. So when people say to me, try to sum up the festival in one sentence, well, it's not easy when there's serious black and white found footage documentary in one box and the penguins of Madagascar in another. And so my response to that challenge of sum up the festival in one sentence is to say, take the week off work.